and welcome to Divine Goddess Tarot. My name is Jessica, bringing you your divine goddess energy, your feminine energy, for your power to, empower your life. So let's see what goddesses are going to sit with us today and give you a beautiful message to enrich your creation of journey, because this is yours. Now remember, we must tap also into that grounding and that masculine energy so that we can have a direction and consciousness, and we can direct all that power. Because without grounding into our masculine energy, we definitely can create a lot of chaos in equal measure as absolute certainty of creation. So we want to make sure and balance those energies. Our world is definitely in need of pulling in that goddess energy. So my readings are primarily focused on tapping into that goddess energy because it has been lying dormant and hidden away for so very long. And so now that we are aware of what causes and what creates power, let's ask the divine, our divine goddesses, to be with us today and what messages that they have for us. So I usually do about 2 or 3 goddesses, and then we get a collective message and tap into that with tarot. So a little bit of a method there for you to know what my madness is. Let's see what goddesses are going to be with us today for your message. Right there. And no, I'm not saying that there's that many, but it is. Oh, it is. We're going to do 4 today. Spider Woman, Artemis for focus. And then, of course, Spider-Man is co-creation. Morgan, death and magic. And then we've got Gula for healing. Okay, this is a lot. I may only pick a couple to read as far as the empowerment message, so that we're not here all day. But we're going to, as we read through tarot, see which goddesses that we are to elaborate more on. So I love this. Co-creation, focus, death and magic, and healing. And I'm going to put this one here. This one deserves to go here because we're in the process of healing. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot here. There's a big message here today, and that's okay. Every day is different, but let's go further into the reading with tarot. That one with tarot, to get a clearer view. So we've got Ace of Swords. All right. 2 wands. It's that one. And we've got 2 of Swords. So it's already a lot of 1, 2s on the ground. All right. So we've got good air energy. 4 of Cups. We've got 7 of Swords. Bottom one. All right, 8 of Wands. Right there. We've got the Hierophant. That one right there. And the bottom. All right, a lot of Wands. So Hierophant, the Lovers, as well as 7 of Wands. Okay. 7 of Swords, I'm going to clarify that one. The 7 of Swords. Okay, so we've got 6 of Swords. All right. Okay, Page of Wands. Right there. And we've got the 6 of Cups. Okay. All right. All right, that makes sense. Okay. So there's been healing from family, past young relationships is what I'm seeing. Some of us are holding on to perhaps the beginnings of, or rather the pain of beginnings of our journey with romantic relationships. With the Lovers being here, I'm seeing and feeling that this is a love reading. So bear with me, because I believe that, it's something of our past, and it's being emerged in the creation that we're doing now. I'm feeling that with Morgan here, she's really, so there's this overhanging of death and magic. So there's certainty, and then there's also this beautiful aspect. So I love death and magic together because you've got certainty that we all die. And then there's this thing out in the universe that if we choose to believe in magic, we see it. And that is the challenge of this journey, is to see the things that we are creating before they're tangible, and that's magic. And so with this, with our childhood traumas, and I'm seeing this as traumas because I'm seeing it with the Seven of Swords here, that we've had some deceit, we've had some lies, and we could even be the ones that have done that. And perhaps the healing of that, of recovering from sometimes a place where we have shown up in a way that just doesn't work. We've tried on suits, so to speak, of ways of being to not get into trouble or sneaking around, something of that sort. So somebody's been sneaking around, whether it could be you or the person that you were with. This could have been a childhood romance, a childhood issue. I'm not seeing it as a bad thing. It's, of course, your experience. But in this, it has left you feeling like there's choices to be made and you don't know which choice to do. So you've got choices with the Two of Swords coming on. With the Wands here, the Eight of Wands, I see that some things are coming in fast. There is forward momentum in this, but it's going into Gula and going into healing. And then with that empowerment to create focus, we're going to put Artemis over here, and then go into co-creation. And then we're going to have her out over here with Death and Magic. So I'm saying that there's actually a process here that it feels like almost like a map. Like these goddesses are saying, this is what you must do. This is how you move forward. You've got options, and you're having things presented to you, but you just, with your healing, with your choices, with the Two of Wands, you're about to set off onto something great, but these other things need to be kind of resolved and taken care of, and that's okay. We can also take action and heal those things. It doesn't, absolutes are never, I think that they're very confining and small. You know what your answers are. You know what you must do. If you've just gone from one relationship to the other without taking, then that would be kind of that reverse gear of going and doing something you've never done before. If you're always with someone, now's the time I'm seeing to step back, refuse the offers, and be in your silence. And there is where you're going to really have that spark of a new idea of how to create something different, that focus. The Artemis and Spider-Woman here are here holding that in front of you. Focus, do something different. If you have been alone and you are kind of in this frozen spot of I can't move forward in a relationship, perhaps it's time for you to take that step and be that moving wands and trust that when you set off to do this spark, that is what is going to give you the forward momentum and perhaps that healing to create something different. It's when we step into uncharted territory or we do the opposite thing that is before us or that we always do. That is when the magic happens in life, is when we step out of our comfort zone and our own knowing and we do something new. That spark, that absolute spark that says, do this, and then the action, make it happen. Or, like I said, the reverse is if you are always moving from one thing to the next, pause. It's time for you to pause. So, feel within yourself what is the most challenging move to make and then make it. because this is for you. And truly, when it comes to love relationships, if it's going back and healing some parts of ourselves that are still dragging that luggage in from the past, from childhood romances or ideas that you have about yourself because of them, it's time to move on from that. It's time to heal from that. They were very purposeful. And with this, you're moving to greater waters. You're smoother waters, more emotional stability. The fighting, the Seven of Wands energy, it's going away if you choose. If you choose to focus and create that. And when we do, then going back to this card in full circle, we are creating memories and fullness in our lives that was the intent all along, but we had to go down that path in order to learn and then come back to that fullness, that richness of life. With this, though, always know there's expiration dates on things. So the flowers in the cups, that's not water, it is offerings. So healing, focus, co-creation, and believing in that magic and knowing that you must have a death to something else is where I'm hearing that is your map at this time. It's your map to get very clear and then move. This way of being, the sneaking around, what you've had in the past, you don't have to choose it again. You can choose something different. So I'm going to read Focus and Co-Creation. So I'm going to read it because I really believe these are some nuggets right here with Artemis and Spider-Woman. So we're going to read those two as far as their alignment message, and then I'll pull a Just Breathe and open the doors to dreaming, so we can get kind of a future, I guess, essence from the goddesses as well, that will kind of tie this up. But let's just do those two. But we don't want to forget, of course, Gula and Morgan, because they have been very substantial in wrapping this whole map up for you and in your journey. So let's do Artemis. She's an amazing goddess. In order to fully embrace the intentions you have set in motion and in your current conditions, it is important to seize the moment. Now is the time you can truly make your mark. As the Greek goddess of the hunt, Artemis will help guide your arrow. Surrender yourself to the process of whatever is calling for your attention. Immerse yourself fully in whatever needs your focus, and allow yourself to experience a deep, abiding trust. If you aim true and your heart is open and pure, grateful for all the bounty that surrounds you, your deepest desires will manifest before you like magic. The alignment message. Sometimes you can be so focused on one thing, one way, one outcome, or one expectation that you run the risk of losing the opportunity to experience what you genuinely desire. You may be so fixated that you become blind to what is truly yours and what will be in your best and highest good. The goddess of the hunt offers the alignment task to soften your focus and allow the fulfillment of your desire to come to you as it will. Whether you hit your mark now is not the point. Rest your eyes and release the tension in your body by taking this break. You will avoid shooting yourself in the foot. Instead, recognize that you are so loved. Love, success, and opportunity, all that is truly yours, will not run past you. Call on the goddess Artemis to remind you of this truth. So, I love that. So when you don't feel like you can see, that's when you call on your goddesses to truly trust that they see what you are creating before you. All right, let's do Spider-Woman. Her alignment empowerment message is From the rich red earth, the Navajo goddess Spider Woman rises up to help you weave your dreams into the fabric of reality. She is here to remind you that your vision of the form of your desire is not as important as its essence. Knowing why you want to create something, what motivates you, what inspires you, and what beauty you're dreaming to bring to life is key at this time. The collective dream is being manifested by the co-creative relationship between your imagination and the universe. So call to the best within you and weave your world into being with intentionality and humility. Remember that you can't control the form, accept life on life's terms. When the goddess Spider Woman appears, she heralds the creation of the most beautiful dream that springs to life as if by magic. Stay with it. We need your dream to be added to the wealth of all creation. So the alignment message is, you must be accountable for your creations, especially when you discover they are not truly reflective of your authentic desires or reveal the belonging to only your ego. It's not enough to turn your back and hope they will go away. If you have hurt someone, you must repair the break. If you have manifested something you're not prepared to commit to, be humble and release it. The form is rarely the same as you imagined, and you can always begin again by calling on Spider Woman's powers of wisdom and co-creation for help. Sometimes you might get caught up in the strands of the web itself, only following the one you think is sparkly and matches your wants. This fosters the illusion of separation. Spider Woman offers you the alignment task of recalibrating your position. With her help, you can move out of seeing the separation everywhere to seeing that the truth that all life is interconnected and sacred. And I love this because it goes back to focus. So if you can't see what you can create, you're not going to. It is really getting into focus and softening your gaze, just knowing that it's yours, and you create the momentum of, the law of attraction. So, I love this. Let's see what Just Breathe and the other one, as far as to wrap up, some added messages from the goddess. Goddess says, that one right there. Alone can be beautiful. So, like I said, for those of you that are deserving of a break, time out, going within, being alone, it can be beautiful. And in fact, I can relate to that. Some of my moments in time when I was alone they became very beautiful. They were scary at first, but they have been a very beautiful growing time in my life to really go deep and really have my eyes open to things that I was doing that didn't work, what got clarity on what I really, really, truly desired to create. And I inspire you to do the same. And then when you have that focus, you have the ability to create it. This one right here. Embrace your power. So that is quintessentially goddess energy, is your power. It is that energy. Remember, if you feel insignificant, if you feel lost in this, you feel that alone, you can't see, you have choices to be made, but you don't know which way to go. Rely on your goddesses and know that you are power. You embody power through your goddesses. And then go into that masculine energy of creating that focus with Artemis's power and her determination to hit her mark. But she's tapped into that God energy. So know that focus, and sometimes softening that focus when we're too worked up. It is time to retreat. It's time to go within. It's time to soften. And that does not mean we lose our power. It just means
that we become open to something more than our own knowing, because that truly can be a prison for ourselves and our own way of thinking. I always see her, and she's blindfolded, she's got the swords, she can make choices, but she's really limited herself on doing so because she's not taking off her blindfold. And sometimes we do that, and that's okay too. Just move past it is what they're saying. So I love this. I love that you spent another day with me, and I look forward to tomorrow's message. So have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.